What's good, YouTube? I improved my lighting in my video. It was kind of a little weak, so I had to improve the lighting a little bit, getting a better area for you guys to get better videos and better content out here. So we about to talk about my guy, Greg Monroe, a power forward, because he's not really a shot blocker, but he's a decent rebounder. But we're going to run down the stats before we tell you, before we ask the question, how much is he worth? Big men get paid more than shooting guard and small forward because of size and skill. You got to take that into consideration. Marcin Gortat got paid 61 million, and while a person like Lance Stevenson only got paid 27 million. It's easier to find a guard than it is to find a center, especially a center with skill. So take that in perspective before you talk about a price of Greg Monroe. That he's a legitimate 6'11". He put up 15 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. So he showed that he's a post up. He can pass in the post and he's a good playmaker out the post. He even averaging 1 steal. The only thing that he's not good at is shot blocking. He shot horrible from the field for a center. He shot 49%. That's almost 50%. But a center is supposed to shoot in the high 50s. He shot 50% twice in his career. So that shows you that he's struggling scoring. He only shoots 12 shots a game. His free throw shooting went from 70% to 65%, but he was only shooting 4 free throws a game. So don't think about it as that like he's the horrible free throw shooter. He's not shooting enough free throws to really gauge how good of a free throw shooter he is. He shot 73% when he had more attempts. So if he shot like 7 attempts a game for being an impact player, I can see him shooting 70% again. But with 4 shot attempts, you can't really tell if the player is really a good free throw shooter or not. Right now, he's mediocre at free throw shooting because he's only shooting 4 a game. If he was shooting 7, then we go, okay, he's a bad free throw shooter. Okay, he's an average free throw shooter. But he has showed that he can shoot 70%. He shot 73% was his career high. That's above average. I mean, that's good for a center to shoot 70%. But back then, that's when he was playing center. But now I think he's playing power forward. One thing you got to consider too that Greg Monroe doesn't really have a jump shot. He can shoot the jumper just because he's open, but he really don't have a face game because he has no jumper. That's enough. He's only 24 years old, so he still can develop a jumper if he had the right coach that can really develop his game. I can see Greg Monroe. He only taking 12 shots a game. I can easily see Greg Monroe putting up 20 points a game since he already putting on 15 points without. But that's why he's still underdeveloped. Detroit need to if he can up his free throw percentage back to 70%, he can easily average 17 points just by getting his free throw percentage higher. He can easily average 17 to 18 points. If he can get his field goal, his shot selection better, and his field goal percentage higher. And another thing about Greg Monroe is why his field goal ain't that high is because he's not a good. He finished below the rim. He's not an athletic center. He's gonna try to finish with skill. He kind of remind me of Roy Hibbert, but Roy Hibbert was 7'2", and Greg Monroe was 6'11". So he's not athletic. He's not that mobile. I mean, he's not horribly laterally. Greg Monroe ain't horribly because he's going in center. So ain't like he get Dwight Howard and other centers and Marcin Gortat would easily abuse Greg Monroe because of their quickness. With Greg Monroe, he has decent quickness. He's not that athletic. He's not a rim protector either. He's supposed to be, if a center, you expect him to get some blocks. He's not a good defender. And like I said, his jump shot is not even there. It's not non-existent. He can knock it down. If he shoots 15 times, he can knock it down. But majority of the time, you leave him open. It's a good thing to do. He's not going to knock that jumper in that often. He has decent post moves. He can still work on his post game. And since he has to finish over 7 footers and above, he definitely need to continue to work on his post game. And he just need to improve his shot selection and his finishing ability. To shoot 49% and you're a center, you're a power forward is really mediocre. You should be shooting in your high 50s, at least 55 to 60% at the max. To me, 49%. Shoney taking a lot of jump shots. He's not finishing the easy plays. He's not getting no putbacks. But like I said, for his size to be putting up 15 points and 9 rebounds, that's a big numbers for a player, for a 6'11" player to be able to give you 15 points on any given night and give you 9 rebounds a game and 2 assists and a steal. So Greg Monroe shows you that he's starting center in his league, but he just needs the right coach to mature his game and help him get better at the game and help him with his post moves, help him with the double team situations, get some more shooters around him, let him play that center position because he's not athletic to play power forward and he don't have a stretch game. You know, he don't have that mid range game. He don't have a 3-point shot, so he's just gonna be clogging up the paint at the power forward position because his floor spacing is mostly gonna be at the center. But he could play the power forward, but you gonna have to have a shot blocking center like Nerlens Noel or Andre Drummond. You have to have somebody that can play defense while he's just the offensive focus, but because he's not a shot blocker. So it's good that they have Andre Drummond playing center, even though he undersized for center too. So I think since I'm trying to keep my video short, I'm thinking Greg Monroe can easily make the max, which is 80 million. He can easily make 60 million. Gortat got 60 million, putting up similar numbers. So I think Greg Monroe, you can't give him 48 million like you can give Lance Stevenson. You got to give him more money. And the sad part about Detroit, he can opt into his $5.5 million player option, and that allows him to become a regular free agent, so he can sign with anybody. But right now, whoever gives him the best offer, Detroit has the right to match the offer. I don't really know what teams looking for in Greg Monroe. He's a scorer, but I don't know too much teams that's desperate for a center to give him that kind of money. You know, I like to have him down there with the Celtics, but I don't know. He's not gonna be worth the money because we have to. I mean, we got to like if you give him like you see what happened to Tiago Splitter. What happened to Tiago Splitter? He was a bad free throw shooter. They improved that. He was a bad post up player. They improved that. Tiago Splitter has proved a whole lot as a free throw shooter, as a shot blocker, and everything under Greg Popovich. With Greg Monroe, he's showing potential 15-9 and want to steal. I mean, want to steal and 2 assists a game is nothing to sneeze at. Them good, solid rotation starter numbers. But he has a lot of room to still improve. So if you give him the max, the 5 years or the 4 years, he's still gonna be in his 20s. Hopefully, he improve more of his game. I can see him in the future being an all-star because he's at the weak center spot. But he has to go to the right team with the right talent to make his full talent there. In Detroit, they ain't got no floor spacing. They don't got no shooters really, so it's harder for him because it's easy just to trap his double team and come off the screens and just strip him. But I ain't trying to make this video long. So, what you guys think Greg Monroe is worth? I think he's worth the 60, the 70 range because his numbers and his size and his skill level for the center's position. What you guys think? Comment, like, subscribe, and share if you like my videos and you want to show support. And check out my older videos to get a taste of my channel if you're new to the channel. Queenie W20 signing out. Peace.